Susan, you're on the Run of Fez show.
I have an Ichiban for you today.
Well, let me play this then. This is a sounder we've put together, so when someone says Ichiban, I can hit this sounder. And you can be entertained from it.
Well, I am very entertained by it. I'm entertained by you guys. But
Thank
my
you.
Ichiban today is this morning, Jimmy Norton cried on O&A, and he was compared to Fez by Mr. Anthony Cumia.
What made Jimmy cry?
Jimmy cried because they were talking about not Roger Ebert, the film critic, and how he had to have his voice redone with a computer so he could actually speak.
That is Roger Ebert.
It is Roger Ebert.
Unless it's happening to a lot of different fucking film critics.
It happened to Gene Siskel, too, and look what happened to him.
It didn't happen to him.
So
He had a
that's
heart
why
attack
Jimmy was
about it.
crying. So just wanted to let you guys know that.
Here's the thing. Just because, and I don't want to point this out to Anthony, if anyone will cry or shit the bed, have a nervous breakdown, he brings up the name of Fez.
Yes.
And I don't want this guy's name to be synonymous with failure. There has got to be a different thing when a person acts effeminate or stops talking or gets afraid to get in the elevator and come up here or wears a funny wig or dresses up as baby Hitler and runs down the street. There has got to be a different name than Fez attached to that person.
I agree. There's no need to drag me into it. I had nothing to do with Roger Ebert or Jimmy crying.
Let's put it this way. And God knows I love Anthony. I love him. But that's just lazy broadcasting to compare every failure to Fez Whatley. There's a list of things that Fez have done that have been very successful. Like that time it was your birthday and you broke down and started crying.
Right, yeah, well, I got emotional. I was drunk and emotional. But that's still no reason to just, call upon my name like I'm the patron saint of breakdowns.
You kind of are.
Saint Fezes.
If anybody has a panic attack, start praying that Fez gets it instead.
But I think it's just wrong. And
Dave, did you hear this bit?
I heard it. Yeah, I heard parts of it.
Was it a fake cry or a true cry?
It was genuine. He said he gets very emotional in the morning, and the combination of Roger Ebert and the state that he's in made Jim a little upset.
Very tired because he's exhausted.
I don't know the actual
You've been running
reason.
an exhaustion thing yourself, lately,
Fumes.
Dave.
Yeah, it can be fun though. It's all about the mind frame.
Because you start to almost be tripping off of it.
Yeah. It's all about how you look at it. Now, and it was also Opie said he's pulling a Fez.
See?
So it was both of them?
Yeah.
But, I took it as there's Jim, being heartfelt.
Right, being a woman. Taking a womanly moment for himself. Time of the month. Friend came to visit.
Well, heartfelt.
That doesn't necessarily make it a Fez Whatley.
Exactly.
Which now, by the way, when women are having their periods, they're starting to call it a Fez Whatley. I was like, can you believe I had a Fez Whatley right in the middle of gym class?
My mom does.
Still? I want you to take a good look at her.
Something's coming out of her.
Dust.
See, I'm not associated with the good things that I do. Like putting up rewards for whoever vandalized the Andy Griffith statue.
Or you can catch cum that's been shot 4 stories down. You can be down on the first floor running around and catch it in your mouth. But I don't hear Anthony bring that up. I don't hear Opie when he sees somebody doing that going, well, he's pulling a Fez.
Right. If they saw a news story where someone's offering a reward, it's like maybe then it should be someone's offering a Fez.
Or if somebody's sleeping during a football game and farts themselves awake, why don't they go like this? Oh, he's pulled the Fez for himself.
All right, that's not really under the list of achievements.
Or if somebody tries to get a hard-on and their cock is askew, why isn't that called pulling a Fez?
That's just nature.
What about somebody collecting their toenails in a bag? Why isn't that called pulling a Fez?
It makes sense.
Not every time somebody breaks down and starts crying.
There's other criers in the world.
Or if somebody's so self-indulgent that during 9/11 they turn to their partner and go, why does everything happen to me? That could be called pulling a Fez, where you take every news story and personalize it as if the world revolves around you. That then could be called pulling a Fez.
Yeah,
Why just the crying?
Yeah, I think we should look at the positive things.
And has it been a while since you cried on the air?
Yeah, I think it has been. Yeah.
Well, now you're losing your gimmick. Now it's being picked up by the O&A show. And they're going to run with it till it'll be extra, extra. Man cries on the air. True story. A man cried on the air today.
But
no one ever brings that up.
But I had never cried about Roger Ebert.
No, because that didn't happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
You generally, see, the difference between Jimmy and you is that he can have empathy for other human beings. But if you see, the only time I remember you crying about Roger Ebert is when you said he gets free movies and you have to pay. Then you started crying.
Well, I really don't think it's fair.
Here's Danny in Michigan. You're on Run a Fez.
Hey, if I ever tip 400% instead of 20, I call that pulling a Fez.
That could be called pulling a Fez. Mistakenly over tip. Pulling a Fez.
I've never pulled a Fez then in that regard.
Maybe it could just, kind of segue into generosity. We'll just put it under the generosity umbrella.
Well, you weren't
instead of math mistakes.
You weren't being generous. If you were, we wouldn't have been laughing.
I didn't ask for it back.
No one ever laughs at First of all, you didn't even understand it until we explained it to you later. Fez had a tendency at a place that already put in the tip to re-tip only because he couldn't understand basic math.
It was in addition error. That was synonymous with the Fez, pulling a Fez.
He calls all math long division for some reason. I don't know whether that's like a Southern thing, but he'll do that.
Division's the hardest, and it takes a long time to do it.
That's why he's always getting remainders.
I don't even understand. Oh, because of long division?
Yeah, you're like, this is a
Forgot that term.
remainder? Sure.
I forgot that. It just doesn't work out properly.
Just not even.
I'll tell you.
Let's just give up.
Anything that they tried to fucking explain in those days, I put out of my mind, even as it was happening. Tony, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, what if you eat a box of powdered donuts covered with ants and you call it pulling a Fez?
All right, that could be called pulling a Fez. Okay, Opie, want to do a little homework? He doesn't just cry.
All right, but I need to explain that the ants came with those donuts. That was something from the grocery store, not from my home not being
No
clean.
one is going to say, by the way, our donuts now come with ants.
That was from a bad display at the grocery store.
Do you go back to that grocery store?
Yes, but
Pulling a Fez.
But I don't buy those donuts anymore.
Tom, you're on Run a Fez.
Yeah, the other night my wife ordered lettuce wraps at dinner, and I said, hey, you're pulling a Fez.
All right, interesting. Take some notes here, Ant. It's not just when Jimmy cries. There could be other times that he's pulling a Fez. Claude, you're on Run a Fez.
Hey, buddies. If I buy someone a cheap ashtray, am I pulling a Fez?
Yeah, if it's Christmas, sure. There's other ways to pull Fezes. Mike in Miketown, you're on the Run a Fez show.
What's going on, guys? Hey, if I ever put a cock in my ass, I could say I'm pulling a Fez.
Not yet, but I wonder, let's suppose you go down on somebody in a taxi cab during the daylight. Pulling a Fez? Or would that be... There's so many different directions there you could go. Here's Scott. Scott, you're on Run a Fez.
I passed out on the beach getting vitiligo now. Did I pull a Fez?
All right, passing out on the beach. Well, a big question here.
Yes.
Were you taking pills?
Absolutely, and I was
Rohypnol?
drunk.
If they were Rohypnol, yes, you pulled the Fez. Don, Massachusetts, you're on the Run a Fez show.
Yeah, what if I clutch my heart and fall on the ground? Call that a Fez?
Well, Fez actually, and we've got to give them the full benefit of this. It's when you have a heart attack, ignore it, and eat more jelly donuts. Because you walked around quite some time with your heart attack.
10 days. Well, 10 days in the process of having a heart attack.
It was a 10-day long heart attack. Call the Guinness people. And two things. Number one, see if that's a record. Number two, ask them where there's cases they were dropping off for Pepper Hicks.
And for that last caller, I did not fall to the ground, just so you know. I walked in on my own 2 feet through those emergency room doors. Now,
did you?
Now, I was crying the whole time.
Yeah,
but
and
I still walked in.
For some reason, you made me put my head in your armpit and act like I was carrying you, which I wouldn't. Jamie in Pittsburgh, you're on a Fez.
Wouldn't have killed you.
If I shower sitting down, am I fezzing?
Yeah, I think that's pulling a Fez. Ryan in Minnesota.
Yeah, whenever I make a complete ass of myself on New Year's Eve, I say I'm pulling a Fez.
Well, it depends. Did you do something or attempt to do something inappropriate with a friend's younger family member? That then could be called pulling a Fez.
It's just bad judgment.
Mike in New Orleans.
Hey, I just pulled a Fez and ate out Chuck Wagon's asshole after the turkey trot.
Fez, did you?
No, I wouldn't go near.
I'm still calling that pulling a Fez.
Don't call that one pulling a Fez.
Eli, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, I just pissed in a bottle. The relief. Did I just pull a Fez?
Yeah, I think it is. If you save it for a week. Josh in Iowa, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, how about if I plug a book by the wrong title? You are what you eat, Asperger.
All right, I was given the wrong title of Chris Lemon's book about his father.
What do? Just fucking read everything handed to you, Ron Burgundy? You don't do your own prep work?
I was stupid enough to trust.
Hence, pulling a Fez. But I don't hear O&A bringing up these things. They wait until a man cries.
Yeah. They think that's synonymous with the name Fez. I don't care for it.
When easily you could have called him sissy, fag, girly boy.
I don't know if those are good.
Why not?
No, those are kind of slurish.
No, I said them clearly. If I was like this, faggot, sissy boy.
Oh, wow.
That could be then calling a Fez. Chris in Chicago, you're on a Fez.
Hey, Ruddy. Hey, if I over-exaggerate my brother's explanation of a brownie pan, is that pulling a Fez?
It could be, yeah.
I wish I had.
Rob in New York, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Once we finally rid the world of killer whales and pit bulls, would that be pulling a Fez?
That could be pulling the Fez. Tom in New Jersey, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, when somebody doesn't give me an ounce of slack, I call that pulling a Fez.
Perfect. These are all things that Fez can be more than proud of. More than proud of.
I don't know if they're all in the achievement category. But other people have had breakdowns. Other people have cried. I haven't cornered the market on that.
But not on the air.
Sure.
You've cornered the market on the air. Here is Dave in PA. You're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, I was wondering if holding on to a secret that everyone in the world is already aware of is pulling a Fez.
That's just bad radio. Jason in California, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, I was wondering if I get back from the beach and my dad washes my ass out with a hose, is that pulling a Fez?
I think it could be. And, I heard that same story from his father. And his father tells it that Fez would actually pack his asshole with sand just to get the hose. Looks like I'm getting the hose again.
I would not scoop my ass across the sandbox just to get the hose treatment.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Like you were dragging your ass like a mangy dog, just packing it up.
That's not how it happened.
Fez would actually put his two hind haunches up and then use his front haunches to pull him along as he packed and repacked. And like your dad said to me, that boy must have had like 8-10 pounds of sand in his ass.
It's a lot of sand.
It was a nice trip to the beach that ended horribly.
How does one even get sand in their ass? I mean, didn't you have a bathing suit on?
No, he doesn't. He just runs around that fucking askew cock of his, jiggling it in the fucking Florida heat.
At least I'm able to go to the beach without evaporating, pale boy.
Oh, man.
I go all the time. I just wear copper tone 75.
Copper tone? Does that even still exist?
I didn't know it was still out there.
It's like wearing a fishbowl space helmet.
Try aluminum foil.
I thought fucking copper tone went out with the movie Grease.
Still around. The sunblock of Davy's choice.
Really? Copper tone?
Yeah, I like the coconut smell. You can smell me from 3 miles away. Here comes Copper Tone Boy.
Copper fucking head and copper tone. Look who it is. It's our good buddy Arch. Arch.
If I left my keys home, am I doing a fez?
I think that would be. Oh, he went and checked his keys there.
As soon as you said keys, Arch, I had to check to make sure they were still in my pocket.
Celia, Virginia, you're on a Fez.
If I eat so many Sour Patch Kids, my tongue starts to bleed. Am I pulling a Fez?
That could be pulling a Fez. Dan in Colorado, you're on a Fez.
I got a hankering for some sliced chicken meat over on Shutter Island, and I asked this woman where to go, and before she told me to run away, she told me to hit the grocery store.
None of us knew. None of us people who actually love food knew that they fucking had pressed chicken meat like that.
I still don't believe it.
No, they do.
It has to be turkey.
No, it's chicken.
I've never seen
And
any...
you eat it?
Yeah, I like it.
Well, we're not just laughing at you, but our faces are kind of going around in like a clockwise thing that you have to keep saying. So just see our faces laughing.
Laughing at me with distorted faces. I hate distorted faces. Get them away from me. Why is everyone spinning?
It makes me fast to sing the same song.
It's a hit.
Why? Well, it was. It definitely was in '94.
And I think that people still love it. I think it endures. I think it holds up.
Mm-hmm. Let's get over to Howie in New York. You're on a Fez.
If I run out and get a tattoo of some team that I don't really support, a.k.a. the Lightning, does that make me Fez?
Then you are, in fact, pulling a Fez. And time for distorted faces.
Get away! Stop! Oh, they're all All right, it's laughing. Not growling.
Did you get scared for a second?
Stupid.
Carrie, you're on Run a Fez.
Hey, Ron. Anytime I lose at trivia, I call that pulling a Fez.
So that's pulling a Fez. Let's go over here to Brian. Brian in Connecticut. You're on Run a Fez.
Hey, guys. Anytime if I hear a story and then later on I retell it as if it were my own, that's pulling a Fez.
That is indeed pulling a Fez.
That is maybe having the same experience as someone else, but it still happened.
And then retelling that same experience the same day as your own. So I hope O&A are catching on to some of this. You can't just limit this man to crying. It's not just a shower of tears. There's more to Fez Whatley than that.
Thank you.
Do you feel like you get the respect you deserve from your coworkers here at SiriusXM?
Oh, no. No, I don't even feel I get the friendship. Never mind the respect.
And then I made friends with the OutQ people yesterday, and you've been trying all this time.
Right, yeah.
I don't even get that, because to me, you really are a fun person to have around, and then when everybody laughs, our faces can get distorted.
Yeah, they get very blurry and twisted.
And then, of course, the Cosmo people were doing jokes about you. The girl at reception doesn't like you.
Many of the salespeople laugh behind his back with the various looks that he's had.
Give me one name from sales.
My
name's Ron. What's your name?
Sam.
Sam is
from
your
sales.
partner.
No. There's a Sam.
And Ruby?
I'm not going to say.
I don't know.
He has no clue. He's never even met a salesperson.
The guy had a mustache. Is that the same guy?
Why are you so proud that you know all the salesmen's names? You have odd things that you're crazy proud about.
There's Lee and Pam and Robin.
What is this, fucking romper room? Let me see what salespeople I can look at today through the magic mirror. Let's go over here to Todd. Todd, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, if I pretend to know more than anyone about Three's Company and then can't answer a question, is that Pullin A Fez?
Huh. You did act like you know about them.
I do know Three's Company trivia. I do absolutely know that.
Didn't you lose, though, at that?
Yes, because I wasn't getting time to think. I was getting bad questions.
Whatever happened to you and Dave? You and Dave used to do all these fun little trivia contests against each other. You let that drop away like one of your characters. How come?
I don't know why that happened.
Because it was working?
No, I don't think that was the reason.
Frankie, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
If I get angry or upset about a topic without doing any research, is that Pullin A Fez?
I guess it is kind of Pullin A Fez. He keeps it his song.
He hits it very low so that I'm sure no one at home is hearing it, and not enough of it for even anyone to catch.
It's just a sounder. It makes
a sounder should have some sound to it.
I thought it was audible enough.
Did you?
Now, what is that for? Why do you guys make fun of each other? Do your impression of Dave.
Hey, Ron!
Yeah, good.
That's okay! Homo! I said the word homo!
I don't know why. I do get a kick out of that impression. And what's your impression of Fez, Dave?
Hey, Ronnie, how's it going? It's so awesome.
Here is Ed. Ed, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I'm confused. If I pack my lunch in a large brown paper bag, is that Pullin A Fez or Pullin an Opie?
Well, it's actually Pullin an Opie, but if you steal that story as if it's your own, that's Pullin A Fez. Why don't we play that bit again? Which, when these guys do this, Fezzy, I get mad because I think they're just trying to make fun of you.
Oh, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Trying to make me look like an idiot. So back to school's coming up.
It is.
And I remember the year that I decided I wasn't going to take a lunchbox anymore. I wanted that bag lunch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, it cost too much money to get the small brown paper bags for my lunch.
Well, instead of getting the small bags to put my lunch in...
My goddamn lunch. A lousy peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a bruised apple.
Didn't have those. Ended up taking my lunch to school in one of those giant grocery brown paper bags.
A huge Wallbaum's paper bag.
So it just looked enormous and ridiculous.
Now, let me guess. In those days, did your mom used to call you Opie? Because that's his story.
Small brown paper
bags.
866 Ron Zero Opie. That's Ron and Opie. Here's Brian. Brian and Phil, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, yesterday I outed a friend of mine, but then it turned out that he's not gay. Is that Pullin A Fez?
Well, Fez did invent.
It's Out Your Friends Monday. Out Your Friends Monday.
Out your friends. Out your friends. Remember when you did that, Fez?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and trust me, story didn't turn out to be true.
Yes, I know. That's what it meant.
So I couldn't have possibly have outed anybody.
Well, you're attempting that. You know, for a straight guy, that's a harsh thing to happen. When they hear on a radio show somebody lying and saying that they're gay, of course they got to go around and point out to people that they're not, and that person got a little, I don't want to say rough, but tried to force himself upon.
Well, I think what happened was, in that situation, I was used. I think I was tricked. I was used into revealing things about myself, and from there, it was just a plot against me.
Let's go over here to Chuck. Chuck, you're on Fez.
Yeah, buddy, it's 5971.
What do you say, Pat?
Listen, if I invent a fake relationship with a woman that lives in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, am I Pullin A Fez?
I think that would be that. Dave and Pia, you're on Fez.
Yeah, if I'm constantly making bets and then never paying them off, is that Pullin A Fez?
Yeah, that happens quite a bit. Rob, Staten Island.
If I get on a flight to Florida and then get pissed at the flight attendant because she doesn't call the bomb squad for a funny-looking suitcase, am I Pullin A Fez?
Well, it was more of a sunglass case, but yes, that would be pulling a fez. And this is the stuff that O&A don't understand.
And
they just call calling a fez crying like a girl.
Right, and I don't cry anymore. I haven't cried in a long, long time.
Is that another bit that's gone?
Well, I mean, if I got emotional enough, I'm sure it would happen, but it's like, wow, you're really looking into the past to find something to call a fez.
But now it's going to look like you're stealing from Jimmy.
Jimmy doesn't have the copyright on tears.
So now you're fighting with him? Now you're angry with him?
No, I feel bad that he was crying today. But it's also not a fez.
Scott in Houston, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, to impress my friends, I punched a retard in the stomach. Does that make me fez?
It could. Shane in Connecticut?
How's it going, buddies? If you eat takeout 7 nights a week and wonder why you can't lose weight, that's pulling a fez.
Fez, what'd you eat last night?
Last night I had the baked chicken from the diner.
Every single...
Tuesday. Yeah.
Let's go over your food thing that you do. You order from the same diner just about?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that I shake it up with, but mostly it's from the diner.
Shake it up.
So Monday, I order a pizza for Monday night
pizza night.
For Monday Night Wrestling.
Is that an exciting night for you, pizza night?
Yeah, I get excited when I know. It's nice to know, hey, I've made it back around to pizza night. That's a good feeling.
Okay, so it's not so much that you enjoy pizza, but you enjoy the fact that the calendar keeps moving and you're eating pizza. All right, and how do you have the pizza?
That's a good night.
How do you have the pizza?
I get pepperoni and onion.
Pepperoni and onion every Monday. You never shake that up?
No.
Okay. Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, I have the baked chicken from the diner.
Wednesday?
Wednesday, that is the pork chops from the diner, and I get mashed sweet potato with that.
Thursday?
Thursday, I get Chinese food from the Chinese food restaurant on the island.
What kind of Chinese?
I will get some vegetable fried rice and sesame chicken.
And never shake that up.
No, I always get those two menu items.
Okay, Friday?
Friday, I will get a Western Burger Deluxe from the diner.
Wow.
Yeah, I go deluxe. It's Friday. It's the weekend. I feel I've earned.
Now, that's one of your more exciting nights then.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Because it's a deluxe night.
Yep, it's a deluxe night. I like having the burger. It's a very good burger.
Saturday?
Saturday is really catch as catch can.
Really? Well, so what is it normally then?
Normally, I mean, on an average, I may get another burger.
Okay. So...
But I leave it open in case there's something else that I want.
Could you maybe now just start and write down what the Saturdays are? Since I guess you can't remember like the last 5 or 6 Saturdays.
Well,
you think you could?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Are they all burgers?
Yeah, they're all another burger. Yeah.
Western Deluxe? Or you go different?
No, Western Deluxe.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm not saying anything wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't break it up and have your burgers not back to back like that, but that's up to you.
Because what happens is I get to Friday, I have that burger that I'm really looking forward to.
It is a Western Deluxe.
Yeah. And
Does that come with fries or?
Yeah, the deluxe comes with fries.
Oh, so that's what deluxe means. You get fries.
And
okay.
I get a little container of slaw and a pickle, half a pickle.
So then Saturday,
I've got the taste.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Why not have another Western Deluxe?
Yeah.
That brings us around to the Lord's Day, Sunday.
And then Sunday, what I usually do on Sunday is I order like the lasagna from the diner.
But that's not a definite.
That's not a definite either. But it's usually Sunday is usually something Italian. Whether the diner has spaghetti, it's what their Italian special is.
I see. So it's spaghetti or lasagna, whatever it happens, because they don't make lasagna every day, every Sunday.
Yeah, it's not a definite special.
All right, so you do an old-fashioned. So now, why don't you use an Italian restaurant? Why back to the diner for that when they're Greek people?
Well, it's just habit. I like their lasagna.
Okay. Here is Scott. Scott, you're on a Fez.
Hey, boys. If I wear Crocs, shorts, and a tank top to a friend's wedding, is that pulling a Fez?
That could be pulling a Fez. Keith, Tampa, you're on a Fez.
If I'm out in public and my friends mistake me for a homeless man, is that pulling a Fez?
Oddly enough, one of those people he later outed. Kevin in Florida. But yes, that is pulling a Fez. Kevin in Florida.
Yeah, if I pay hundreds of dollars a week to a therapist to get absolutely no results, is that pulling a Fez?
Yeah, I think so. Josh, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Ron, I'm worried. My parents still have dial-up. I think they might be Fezzies.
There's a possibility. Any, I don't know if other people do the same thing that you do on such a short thing of the same food every week. Seems very odd to me.
I think people are, for the most part, are probably kind of picky about their food. I would imagine there's a lot of people that do this.
But I understand being picky about food. But to know, particularly when you don't have a family, I understand pizza night if there's a family. But you yourself could have pizza night any night you want it. You're a single man with some folding money. You can have it any time you like.
I think it goes so good with watching wrestling.
Now, what happens if somehow, let's say, we go out to dinner? Does that kind of throw you off? Do you have to go, all right, now Western Burger moves to this night? Uh-oh, pork chops. Does the whole schedule get off, or you just miss that one thing?
It's like my medication. I miss that dose and just pick it up the next day, where I left off the next day.
Now, let's suppose we went out on a pork chop night. Would you attempt to order pork chops wherever you went?
I would probably look for a pork chop on the menu, yes.
Yeah.
Or some sort of pork loin.
So if we went out on a Monday night, would you just go, hey, do you have any pizza here? I am on a schedule.
If they didn't, I would just miss pizza night.
What is your favorite food?
Upon further review.
Overall, what is your favorite night there?
My favorite night is, you know what? I look forward to the Chinese food night. I think that's the one I look forward to most. It's cock time.
That's what he yells when the Chinese food comes in.
It's cock time.
And you get anything extra with it?
Don't forget my balls.
Anything for drinking?
Hey, who's up next for teabagging?
Ooh, what is basically your favorite delicacy?
Nothing's better than 6-year-old balls.
Oh, nice. Now, who brings you the stuff? You have people, the same kids come in and bring that to you?
Oh, yeah.
And what's the best part there?
They're even littler when they bend over.
Oh. Anything you don't eat?
No pussy for me, thanks.
How about dessert?
Come here, this fatty needs a fucking.
Oh, I see. Now, you getting plenty of protein?
Lend me your meat flute and I'll play you a song.
What do you use a lot of different sauces?
Time out, my bung is dripping.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
You remembered my balls.
You really do get hungry.
Yes.
And you will eat like this all the time?
Oh, sure.
It doesn't bother you?
No,
You're going to keep on doing this?
Of course I am.
Wow. Starting to sound like a soundboard.
This is not a soundboard.
Oh, weird.
Does my stank attract you?
Not really. Here's Joe. Joe, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, Ron. If little kids say my apartment stinks, does that make me a Fez?
Well, yeah, obviously Fez's apartment stinks from his cat. But really, we're talking about dinner.
Man ass, it's what's for dinner.
And there's not much Fez wouldn't do for dinner.
Sure, I do a retarded kid.
Oh.
I like tickling the balls.
Now, you eat at like a little tray table? What do? You eat standing up? You don't have a dining room set, right?
No, I don't have a dining room set. I have a dinner tray that I pull up to the couch, and I eat off of that.
Jesus Christ, if this isn't the saddest story ever.
There's 7 dicks in my ass, and there's always room for 8. That's the finest taint these eyes have ever seen. Show me how Daddy kisses Mommy.
Oh! Dave in North Carolina, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, if I make love to a cupcake, is that pulling a Fez?
Oh, yeah. Remember that you did that when you were a kid, Fez, when they used to call you fatty pneumonia?
Now, I didn't do that. That was a rumor that was perpetuated by a song by Paranoid.
Actually perpetuate it?
Yes.
I didn't know the song could perpetuate things.
Fatty pneumonia. 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 you never left the house. All the neighborhood kids used to scream and shout. Hey, look at Fatty staring out the window again. Fatty always had food, but he never had friends. Mama never let him out, 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 mama never let him out. He was always too sick to go out and play. Fatty pneumonia. One day, Fatty made love to a cupcake. Fatty pneumonia. One day, Fatty made love to a cupcake. Fatty pneumonia. Fatty made love to a cupcake. Fatty pneumonia. Fatty made love to a cupcake. Fatty made love to a cupcake. Fatty pneumonia.
There it is, Fatty Pneumonia. Fez Whatley's boyhood name. You used to get sick a lot, huh?
Yeah, I had a lot of respiratory problems.
Pete and Dallas, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ronnie B., if I eat an entire box of cereal out of a gigantic mixing bowl, is that pulling a Fez?
You do eat out of a mixing bowl, Fez?
Yeah, because when I eat cereal, I'll have at least 3 bowls at a time. So instead of just going back and refilling the bowl, which I don't like to do, I would have to get a new bowl. I just put it in one big large bowl.
Now, Fez, you have had the double heart attacks, and you were taking all kinds of stuff for diabetes and stuff like that. But Larry writes in, 4 consecutive days every week, Fez eats 2 hamburgers, lasagna, and a whole pizza, and then wonders why he has heart attacks.
Yeah, I'm taking the medicine.
And that's not including Catch as Catch Can.
Well, Catch as Catch Can normally turns back into the same thing.
It's the second burger, but it leaves me an out.
Is that a Southern thing? Because every time Fez says that phrase, I don't know what you're talking about.
I guess it's kind of Southern, yeah.
What does it mean?
It means whatever happens, happens.
Okay. I sort of figured it out, but...
Sure you did.
You were able to crack the code?
I didn't know it could be seafood.
Why did you fight?
It could be seafood, Fez. It's like Deadliest Catch.
What's supposed to mean? Catch as catch can. What's it mean, Ronnie? What's it mean? I already know what it means, but I'm going to ask you what it means anyway. So I can make Fez look stupid.
It's just, I was asking what the meaning was. That's more of a Roger Rabbit impression, I'm pretty sure.
See, here's what happens, Fez. When you go to that nutty place, he always goes back to, no, I didn't mean it that way. And that makes you look even crazier.
Right.
He plays the sane part guy.
Well, that's who I
and
am.
you let him get away with it.
Well, let me see here. I did know what it meant, but I felt I needed to go ahead and ask Ron what it meant at
That's
the same
crazy,
time.
Fez. That's crazy. I don't talk like that. Come on, Ronnie B.
He got you. I don't know how he does it, but he does, Fez. Eric in Texas, you're on Fez.
Ronnie, I was worried that I didn't get the right breakfast 3 days ago. Am I pulling a Fez?
Still bothers you, Fez?
A little bit.
Heather, West Virginia.
Hey, guys, if I think I can give you the correct time without benefit of any kind of a timepiece, am I pulling a Fez?
Now, yeah. And you actually are pretty good at that, right, Fez?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can, without looking, I can pretty much tell how time is passing by.
Now, I'm going to look over at some of the Yelp things, and this is the diner that you order out of 5 days a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Yelp's pretty tough on it. It's a pretty awful diner as far as these goes. The staff isn't interested in helping you. The food is universally lousy, and the prices aren't so dirt cheap. All right, here's a 1-star. All right, so this is a historical institution, has sentimental value to a lot of the old-time islanders.
Yeah?
But if you serve me that pasta that's undercooked, not al dente, but hard and undercooked and burnt waffles, I don't think you should be in business. All right, these are a little tough on this joint.
Yeah, I have pleasant food experiences
All
there.
right, here's one that says, this diner is a fascinating study on what happens when a place has absolutely no competition on a tiny, bizarre little island in between two culinary powerhouses. Yes, you are in between Astoria and Manhattan, some of the finest food in the world. If I could give this place a 0-star, I would. Stay as far away from this place as possible. They were closed down by the health department multiple times this past summer. I know that you're left with few options, but take the tram over and eat somewhere good.
That means getting on that tram.
I understand that. You ever think about moving to Manhattan?
I've thought about it. And then, my food comes, and the thought goes away.
Today they offer music by the church.
Oh, yeah, that's a summertime thing.
You know what this place is an icon. Basic bland food, friends, a bar, and quick service. You can't beat it.
You do get quick service. I always have.
They say it's like Cheers, everybody knows your name. But you don't go in there.
No, they know me over the phone.
They're your phone friends.
Fez is like John Hill, the guy who lived above Cheers.
Fez lives above a diner.
What was that for?
That was for Dave, just trying to take a shot at me. For no reason.
What goes on between you two, really?
Nothing. I'm having a good time.
All right, we got to take a break here, but when we get back, we're not going to be so Fez-centric.